Expected dub! Frauderado! Colofraudo! Oh, that's so much better! Let's do that one! High altitude, more like high likelihood you're gonna lose in overtime! We'll work on that one. I appreciate the spirit. Okay, fine. Whatever, I'm hype! I am also hype. Yeah. Okay, is the camera off? I think so, yeah. Oh, I thought we were gonna die! Let's go! It starts with an A and ends with anxiety. Off the charts levels of passion! That's just a nightmare! With you, wherever you are, welcome to LFR. Victory, puppies! A very unexpected Leafs win means $50 for the Humane Society of Durham Region. Now, some of you may already know this, and for those of you who don't know it, your life will be worse after I tell you, but these videos are edited by a Colorado Avalanche fan named Drusif. That can't be his legal name. Drew! Producer Drew. More like Producer Screw, because he is gonna screw with this video because the Avalanche lost. And I don't give a good gosh darn! Because Leafs win! 4-3 over the Colorado Avalanche in Colorado. Why is that important? Well, it's a road win. You like a road win. But it's also a road win against the top team in the National Hockey League, like by a wide margin. And even though they lost, they still earned another point in this game, so let me just check the updated standings. All right, the Dallas Stars are in second place with 63 points. The Colorado Avalanche have 74! Oh, and a game in hand on Dallas and 2 on Minnesota. Only 4 other teams in the NHL have 60 points. The Avalanche have 74. The Vegas Golden Knights lead the Pacific Division with 20 fewer points than Colorado. But here's the biggest thing from this Mark Masters tweet. Leafs snap Avalanche's 17-game home win streak with a 4-3 victory. Colorado loses on home ice for the first time since October 23rd. Do you know how many holidays have come and gone since the Avalanche's last home loss? Home loss of any kind, by the way. They still have not lost in regulation. They are 19-0-3. That means only 3 times this season has a team walked into Colorado and taken 2 points from them. And it's not even from them, it's just for themselves. All 3 times the Avalanche will we'll take a point, actually. I'm driving all of this home just to emphasize, number 1, how amazing the Colorado Avalanche are, but number 2, how ridiculously incredible it is that the Leafs got 2 points out of this thing. And my friends, my sweet friends, the most beautiful sight I've set my eyes on, for the first time in a long time, the Toronto Maple Leafs are in a playoff spot! Ah! They have been fighting and clawing, and this is 10 straight games getting points. 8-0-2 is the run that the Leafs are on right now. Words. By the way, it is currently 1:30 in the morning that I'm shooting this. They have white noise machines, it's fine. With that win, the Leafs leapfrog 3 teams. They leapfrog the Boston Bruins, who have 52 points in 46 games. They leapfrog Washington, who have 52 points in 46 games. They leapfrog Buffalo, who does have a game in hand on Toronto, but they have 52 points. The Leafs have 53, and they are in the top wild card spot right now. And you know what? You play tomorrow, you could lose that spot. Tomorrow. It's that ridiculous. The Leafs have 8 wins in their last 10 games. So do the Sabres. The Lightning have won all 10 of their last 10 games, and 2 other teams in the division, Montreal and Detroit, have 7. Boston's 5-4-1. They've won 3 straight. Florida's also 5-4-1. They've won 2 straight. It's really only the Sens who are the Sens. This is a dog fight. You have to take everything you can, and walking into Colorado and walking out of it with 2 points, I need you to understand how ridiculously huge this is. And after the first few shifts, if you watch this game, if you stayed up for it, you know why Colorado was in the position they're in. Like, sure, they're first place by 11 points, but you watch the first couple shifts of this game and you wonder how they're not undefeated. Even as a stylistic matchup against the Leafs, who have been playing really well recently, Even when the Leafs are playing really well, they're not all that fast of a team. Like, they're not notably fast. Colorado might be the fastest team I've ever seen. What about Connor McDavid, you might ask? Connor McDavid's fast. That's one guy. McKinnon is ridiculous. Makar is ridiculous. You know what? Nietzsche's isn't Rantanen. He might even be a better fit. It's Rantanen was pretty good. But he's an extremely good, fast fit. Dude, even Olofsson, I was like, when did he get those wheels? This was going to be a derby, and I thought it was going to be a tough one. Wool was going to be up against it, and the Avalanche, meanwhile, have a rookie in net, their third stringer in net. Okay, that's maybe the only advantage the Leafs have. He just got his first career NHL win. It says here it was a shutout! Yeah, like, they have no weaknesses. Injuries, that's it. Like, Devon Toews is out, which is obviously huge. But everyone's got injuries, they know that, and the schedule stops for no one, so what are you gonna do about it? To beat a team like Colorado, you're gonna need a little bit of luck, but you're gonna have to manufacture some of your own luck. And the Leafs are up against it right away. Nick Robertson blocks a shot, and he's in agony. He doesn't put any weight on his left leg. Now, Luke Fox said after the game that Nick Robertson was seen walking around fine, so that's a good sign. But it creates an opportunity for someone else. That someone else mainly being Bobby McMann. Bobby McMann was demoted, quote unquote, to the fourth line last game when William Nylander returned to the lineup. And Craig Berube looked at it the way I think most of us looked at it. He didn't deserve to be on the fourth line, but like, I don't know, you had to put him somewhere. And instead of breaking up some of the other lines that are playing pretty well, you just drop him down to the fourth. And it sucks for Bobby, but, you know, he's not going to complain about it, and he makes the most of his opportunities. And then when someone gets hurt, well, you're perfectly comfortable promoting Bobby. Bobby, who, by the way, wore a reflective vest coming up the stairs and walking into the arena for the Leafs' last home game. He did this in support of a Leafs superfan named Kevin Wilson, who unfortunately passed away recently. He worked at Loblaws, that's a grocery store up here for any of you watching, and he would wear that vest. A GoFundMe has been set up for Kevin and his family and funeral costs and all that, and we talked about this on the podcast today. We're going to link in the description down below. Leafs Nation, let's help these guys out. And not that Bobby McMann is a player who ever needs the extra motivation, but he seemed extra motivated in this one. He was ridiculous. On top of the goal, this guy who had like 12 minutes in the last game plays 25 shifts and 6 shots on goal. But he also helped manufacture the first goal, which had no assists and was listed as an own goal. Bobby did great work on the boards. Nick Waugh did great work on the boards. But it's Cowan who comes up with it, and he just flings it cross ice. It might have hit McMann tape to tape, except Brent Burns, who's on the Avalanche, by the way, and a lot of you just learned that, it goes off his foot. And Easton Cowan, who was born in 2005, scores a goal off the foot of a guy who made his NHL debut in 2003. You heard that right. Brent Burns' first NHL game came 2 years before Easton Cowan was born. They don't ask how, they ask how many, and that cowboy opens the scoring. I found it. It was in one of the storage rooms. I found it. Found my very silly hat. Haha, there. Maybe these Avs aren't so bad after all. Very shortly after, Martin Nietzsche goes, is this your best defenseman? And we go, Jake McCabe? Yeah, he's played like it this season for sure. And he goes, oh, okay, that's sick. And he snaps his ankles. Gets around his spinning body, sends it cross ice to Cale Makar, and you let me know if Wool saw this. Wool did not see this. Nathan McKinnon is right all up in his grill. And the Avs tie it up like that because they can. Before the first period is done, the Leafs take a penalty. They head to the penalty kill. Not to worry. We're not going to worry. The Leafs penalty kill has been flawless recently, and the Avalanche have struggled. They already scored. Dude, it's crazy. McKinnon comes downhill with the puck, and they got to back up. You have to respect it. That opens up the little smidge of space that he needs to set up Brock Nelson, who can't not score recently. He blasts it, and guess what? It's a 2-1 Colorado lead after 1. You played a good period. You had luck on your side, and you're still losing. That's Colorado. Well, guess what? Right off a D-zone draw, it's McMann again with Waugh and Cowan. Cowan reads the play and he decides, I'm William Nylander. Look at the burners on Bobby. Here he is with the puck in the neutral zone, crossing the center ice line. He's actually third in this foot race right now. Look how far ahead of everyone he is when he takes the shot. Like, it's one thing to win the foot race that definitively, but then he buries it after. Bobby McMahon with his 14th of the season. That ain't a fourth liner. And the Leafs tie it. And even though that was very early on in the second, and there were moments, needed a couple saves from Woll, needed kind of a lot of saves from Woll, you head into second intermission, tied 2-2. And the shots weren't anything ballistic. The game was pretty close. The chances were actually kind of close. The score was as close as it can get. It was tied. I was looking at this like, I'm so impressed with the Leafs. And then I thought, that's a bit of a loser attitude. And then I thought, is it a loser attitude or am I just being optimistic? And then another voice in my head said, we should go birding soon. And another voice in my head said, there's a game on! And another voice in my head said,
that's entirely too many voices, Stephen.
Listen, you're tied. That's great. You're looking at this like a fan of a rebuilding team. And you gotta knock that off. It's nice. It's very nice that you're tied. Because you want to win. When you're tied heading into the third, you have a real good chance to win. Halfway through the third period, there's a bit of a break here. Scott Laughton goes off, which would have been disastrous, but Marty Necas also goes off. I love Scott Laughton. You love Scott Laughton. We all love Scott Laughton dearly. I take that trade. And then it's 4-on-4 play. I don't know if this is how they drew it up, but Matthews with speed coming up the left. Riley, who's at the offensive blue line, and Josh Manson get a little tangled up. By a little tangled up, Morgan Riley was very fortunately, and I'm sure entirely accidentally, in Manson's way. Now it's just a little bit enough that Manson has to scamper back, and I don't know if he ever properly got satisfactorily set for Auston, who pulls the puck, drags it between Manson's stick, fires it, and beats Miner. Poppy scores! He mugs for the camera. This fan flipped him off, gave him the old double birds. We should go birding soon. And the Leafs, forget a tie, they have the lead for like 2 minutes, like 2.5. And Colorado tied it, and I shouldn't be shocked that Colorado tied it, but like, I hated this goal. It's a bit of a weird bounce that allows the Avalanche to recover the puck in the Leaf zone. But the Leafs do not adapt to the situation well at all. McKinnon's like, I'll kill you. And the Leafs are like, we know, and so they give him all the space in the world. Instead of going at McKinnon, who is behind the goal line, and we like him there, we're gonna stay in front of the net and guard the front of the net. And Necas says, you should do that. That's a great idea. And they all said, when did you get here? McKinnon passes to Necas, who taps it in. And is it just me, or is he giving the Auston Selly back to the home crowd a little bit? I don't know, but it's tied 3-3. And another not great moment. Less than 3 minutes to go in regulation. You're thinking about it. You're like, you know what? We're going to get a point out of this game. We're going to feel so good that we get a point out of this game. And Auston takes a tripping penalty. That is a penalty killer. That's your captain taking. Oh my God. Oh, I do not want to be part of the discourse if the Leafs don't get a point out of this. But that penalty kill was on one. They weren't going to have a repeat of the 5-seconder that Brock Nelson scored. They kill it off. And this game heads to overtime. And I said to producer Drew what everyone knew. Avs fans, Leafs fans alike, all of us. This game's not going to the shootout. Honestly, I'm surprised it lasted as long as it did. No one more surprised than Nathan MacKinnon, who takes it, rips it, the crowd goes, yeah! He hit the crossbar. And then, not long after, kind of uncharacteristically, it's McKinnon's flub that ends up leading to the Leafs win. William Nylander, who was possessed in this game, by the way. He played 13 minutes last game. He was a force. Nylander puts pressure on McKinnon near the boards, and McKinnon does. It's not Nylander taking it, but McKinnon loses control of the puck. Matthews is the last man back. Oliver Ekman-Larsson is way up. Like, he's already out of the zone. Look how leaned over William Nylander is. He's just, yeah! OEL and Willie using Swedish telekinesis with each other. We're going for it. Matthews gives it to OEL, who leads the rush, and now it's just William Nylander's job to win the foot race against, who is that? Oh, it's Nathan MacKinnon. You can try. And he doesn't necessarily win the foot race, but he wins it enough. Because MacKinnon, he catches up, but he does not catch up in time. I love what OEL does here because he manages to get to his spot. He sends a pass to Nylander, and then he immediately cuts for defense because the two Avs who are about to blow by for a 3-on-2 or a 2-on-1 are MacKinnon and Makar. Willie says, you know what? I got a puck, I got a lane, I got a shot. Rips it! William Nylander! Shut up, Drew, I don't care that it's the third stringer. Scores! The Leafs win it in overtime! And Colofraudo loses at home! I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's just such a massive win. And I mean, Colorado, like, I don't know how you handle a loss like that on account of you shouldn't ever have a bad day cheering for a team like this. It just shouldn't be allowed. But your standard is so ridiculously high. Like, I don't know. What do you do, Avalanche fans, after a loss? Like, I know you don't have a ton of experience with it. Like, do you pick the team apart? Are you angry? Or are you just like, meh, we're still in first by 11 points? But we've already been over this many times. Unbelievable. 2 points for the Leafs, who now head to Utah today. And because they're playing today, we're going to skip questions because it's 5 to 2 a.m. Okay. Yeah, but it's okay because tomorrow night they play at the same time, do they? They play at 10 tomorrow also. Well, my friend, that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends.
I wish I cheered for a good team like Colorado. That is exactly what I'm saying right now. Go Avs, go.
Man, I'm Steve Dangle. Man, I cheer for the Leafs. Man.